When Yuxuan fell suddenly while running, a brutal vision of the future crashed into her mind without warning. She saw herself locked in a cold, damp basement by Zhang Mui, the boy she had loved since childhood. He looked at her with icy, merciless hatred, convinced that she had killed his beloved white moonlight. He swore she would pay with her life for the crime she had supposedly committed. The despair, the cold, and the sharp pain were vividly real. When she snapped back to reality, Zhang Mui was standing right beside her, frowning impatiently, telling her to hurry home as usual. In that instant, she knew everything bad had not yet happened. She still had a chance to save herself. Without hesitation, when Yuxuan pushed him away firmly and told him she would never go back to his house again, Zhang Mui froze in shock. He thought she was merely throwing a childish tantrum because she had fallen and hurt herself. He reached out gently to check her sleeves. His eyes filled with quiet worry. When Yuxuan's heart softened for a second, the Zhang Mui standing in front of her was still pure and harmless. The darkness and cruelty in her future vision had not yet grown in him. But she forced herself to stay calm and firm. She lied and said her friend Lin Ying's family was having a birthday party, so she needed to stay out for the night. Zhang Mui had an excellent memory and saw through her lie immediately. He stared at her suspiciously, confused by her sudden strange attitude. Still, he agreed reluctantly. Behind her back, however, he texted every female friend she knew and warned them strictly not to shelter her or answer her calls, using safety as an excuse. He cut off all her escape routes and trapped her indirectly. When Yuxuan had no idea what he had done, she tried calling everyone for help, but no one replied. Eventually, Lin Ying sent a secret message telling her the truth. Right after that, Zhang Mui called her in a calm, commanding voice, ordering her not to move an inch and saying he would come to pick her up at once. There was no apology in his tone, only cold control. When Yuxuan exploded in anger and asked why he threatened her friends, Zhang Mui apologized briefly and insincerely, only to silence her complaints. Fully disappointed, when Yuxuan hung up the phone, she finally understood his deep, controlling nature. Refusing to obey, she booked a shabby, cheap budget hotel nearby to hide for the night. She planned to move out officially the next day and cut off all contact with Zhang Mui forever. Yet Zhang Mui found her quickly. He knocked sharply on the hotel door, demanding she open it immediately. While she hesitated, old memories flooded her mind. They had grown up together. When Zhang Mui was little, he was timid and cried easily. When Yuxuan had always protected him and chased away all bullies for his sake. In middle school, however, Zhang Mui changed completely. He became cold, distant, and arrogant, pushing her away on purpose. During military training in high school, when Yuxuan fell in love with him at first sight because he was tall, handsome, and quiet, before she could confess, he saw through her shyness directly, embarrassing her so badly that she ran away. Even so, she never stopped loving him. Half a year ago, her family encountered sudden trouble, so she moved into Zhang Mui's home. They lived under the same roof, ate together, and even kissed once because of her act of temptation. Yet after the kiss, Zhang Mui acted indifferent and said he felt nothing. It hurt her deeply, but she still insisted on loving him silently, regardless of his cold attitude. Back in the present, when Yuxuan refused to open the door, after a long silence outside, she carefully peeked out, only to be pulled outside by Zhang Mui. He frowned heavily at the terrible hotel environment and ordered her to pack up and go home. When Yuxuan lied again, saying her mother had already arranged for her to live outside alone. Unexpectedly, Zhang Mui softened his tone for the first time and said sincerely that she was never a burden and could stay as long as she wanted. His rare gentleness almost made her give in. Just as she was about to agree, the terrifying future scene of being buried alive and tortured flashed again in her brain. She shuddered in fear, pushed him out of the room violently, and insisted on delaying everything until the next day. The next morning, Jung Mo Yesang came to the school personally and brought her back to Jung Ye's house, exposing all her lies. When Yujuan had no choice but to obey. After returning home, Jung Muy ignored her completely, colder than ever before. When Yujuan felt relieved, hoping their relationship would fade away naturally so the future tragedy would never happen. Exhausted from all the stress, she fell asleep early that night. In the middle of the night, a warm figure suddenly hugged her tightly from behind. She woke up instantly and realized Jung Muy had secretly entered her room. In the past, she had always climbed into his bed voluntarily to kiss him. Now she was afraid and dared not act recklessly. Her body still yearned for his warmth instinctively. Right before their lips touched, another horrific future vision struck her like thunder. She saw the adult Jung Muy staring at her with deathly eyes on a rainy night, dragging her toward a fresh grave, saying coldly that it was time for her to die. She saw herself covered in blood, powerless and dying in the dirt, terrified. When Yujuan stopped him at once. She told him firmly that they were nothing more than neighbors and must never cross the line again. Jung Muy was stunned, but obeyed quietly, sitting beside her bed all night looking lost and unwilling. After that night, they fell into a cold war. Jung Muy became extremely gloomy and irritable at school, and no one dared approach him. When Yujuan avoided him everywhere, rejecting all his kindness, help, and attention, determined to stay safe and distant. Time passed quickly until the college entrance examination ended. When Yujuan handed in her paper early and walked out of the school gate, a gentle boy named Pei Yu from class 3 stopped her and invited her out to play. When Yujuan refused politely, saying she did not want a relationship yet, turning around, she saw Jung Muy standing not far away with 2 cold cans of cola. Having watched the whole conversation silently, Jung Muy asked her sharply what the boy had said, wanting to end their bond completely, when Yujuan deliberately nodded and said she had agreed to the invitation. Enraged, Jung Muy threw the unopened cola into the trash and ordered her to pick it up coldly. On the way back, when Yujuan felt furious at his moody, unreasonable temper, 3 days later, she went out with Pei Yu as promised. They got along peacefully and shared similar hobbies. After afternoon tea, she accidentally saw Jung Muy standing across the street, dark-faced and obviously spying on them. Without asking permission, Jung Muy walked over, grabbed her wrist forcefully, and pulled her away. They argued loudly on the street. The more when Yujuan insisted on staying away from him, the angrier Jung Muy became. In the middle of their quarrel, a heavy brick suddenly fell from the tall building right where when Yujuan had been standing seconds earlier. It was a deadly close call. Jung Muy turned pale with fright, pushed her into a convenience store for safety and rushed upstairs immediately to find the culprit. While waiting, when Yujuan saw a figure exactly identical to herself passing by outside the store, sending chills down her spine. Jung Muy came back late at night, looking exhausted and extremely heavy-hearted. That midnight, he sat beside her bed and asked hoarsely if he could kiss her. When Yujuan refused firmly, but Jung Muy kissed her anyway, filled with desperate longing and fear, confused and angry. She asked if he loved her and why he would torture her cruelly in the future. Jung Muy said nothing. His eyes darkened unfathomable. From then on, Jung Muy became strangely split. In the daytime he was cold, distant, and busy with secret work. At night, he was gentle, clinchy, and affectionate, never leaving her side. He went out early and returned late every day, hiding something important from everyone. Jung and even asked when Yujuan if Jung Muy had a secret girlfriend. When Yujuan felt bitter and believed he had someone he liked, resolving to give up completely. One night, she finally lost patience and told him to stop coming into her room, threatening to move out forever. Faced with her determination, Jung Muy finally told her the whole shocking truth. When Yujuan had an evil twin sister named Chen Rui, who had been raised secretly away from home. Full of jealousy, Chen Rui hated Wen Yujuan for having a happy life, loving parents, and Zhang Muye's silent affection. Chen Rui had already committed serious crimes, including killing her adoptive mother and a classmate. The terrible future Wen Yujuan had seen was never her own fate, it was Chen Rui's. In the real timeline, Wen Yujuan would be killed by Chen Rui before entering university. After killing her, Chen Rui would take her identity, pretend to be Wen Yujuan, and stay by Zhang Muye's side for years. Zhang Mui had accidentally seen fragments of this cruel future. To save her life, he began planning secretly, collecting evidence against Chen Rui during the day out of necessary common caution. At night he could not hide his fear, needing to hold her and confirm she was safe in his arms. Wen Yujuan's parents had not traveled casually half a year ago. They had been searching for Chen Rui and protecting their real daughter in secret. Shocked and terrified, Wen Yujuan let go of all misunderstandings. She no longer avoided Zhang Mui. Together, they waited for justice to be done. Soon, with solid evidence collected by Zhang Mui, Chen Rui was arrested, sentenced to death for multiple murders. The shadow hanging over Wen Yujuan's life finally disappeared. Relieved, she fell asleep deeply but had a terrible nightmare. In the dream, Chen Rui choked her fiercely, screaming about unfair fate, vowing to take her place forever. Wen Yujuan woke up crying in terror. It was raining outside. Zhang Mui rushed back immediately, held her tightly to comfort her, and checked her whole body for injuries carefully. Like a vulnerable child, he asked her to cook noodles for him, even though the noodles tasted terrible. He ate every bite anyway, simply because she had made it. Jealous of his hard, busy daytime self and his soft, loving nighttime self, he repeatedly asked Wen Yujuan which version she preferred. Wen Yujuan chose the daytime him gently, calming his anxiety. All misunderstandings vanished. All dangers disappeared. At last, the two souls who had almost been torn apart by fate stayed together peacefully, loving each other sincerely and walking toward a bright, safe future side by side.